huge farmlands in Africa on this continent, all right, that have been passed down from generation to generation for about 3 or 4 generations, who are not Africans. They are colonizers. They still own these huge expanses of land. I'm talking about pieces that could be as large as Port Harcourt. Yes, imagine land as large as Port Harcourt that you know right now belonging to a family who are in Germany, for example. No, they didn't buy it. No, it was colonization and all those type of things that happen. We'll probably have a much detailed conversation about that as the year unfurls rather. But you see, there are families that are into, like I said, farming, cars, for example. Take a look at the family Ferrari. It's a family business, the same thing in fashion. The Gucci family. How many of you have watched the movie House of Gucci? You should go watch it. The same thing can be said, for Versace. All right, the original founder, he died. His sister took over. It's a family business. Right, and yet let's come to Nigeria. The Emeka and Sons. You have the Ifeanyi and Chekube and Sons Limited. It's a family business. Whether they are importing, fish, whether they are importing spare parts, whether they are molding blocks, the family business, the family mantra is there. In fact, one of the most impressive and probably most relatable stories as it regards family type organization or family structure or family business is the Hebrew family. You probably have heard about them. They're from Delta State. You probably know them. They've had, men and women who have held very important positions in this country, all right? The same thing can be said of the Gbenedion family in Edo State, all right? The same thing can be said of the Wigwe family here in Rivers. I can go on and on and on. But here is my question this morning. If you are listening to me right now and you have a supermarket, you have a store, you have a business, whether it's an oil servicing company, whether you sell clothes, whether you sell shoes, whatever it is that you do, right, and it's making enough money, you are like the shining star in your family, whatever it is, all right? You want your children to follow through. And I encourage everybody who's listening to me right now, I encourage you to let your children, your sons and your daughters, get to know the type of business or businesses you were involved in, right? It's not a must follow you, but let them know what business is like, how they can become better individuals in the management of finances. But the big question is this. You see, as great as what I've just said sounds, there are scenarios where family members have been the undoing of a business. I know personally brothers who have killed each other because of a family business. My question is this. Are you comfortable? Would you have the mind? Are you right now in that position to let go of a family member who is in your business, who you have employed, whether as a sales rep, whether as the accountant, whether he is the CSO, whether he is the engineer? Are you ready to face the family drama? Because when you sack that person, if you are to sack that person, there is a family meeting, particularly if you're Nigerian, there is a family meeting that must be held. It's the 2nd of January. Ladies and gentlemen, small drama has already started happening around here in River State. Once again, are you ready for that family meeting? Would you be willing to let go of your family member to save your business?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
So 017-923-0002, 07923-0003. All right, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X, then please get to WhatsApp, all right, and use the number 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. As great as family businesses sound, and I encourage anybody to start a business and involve your family, there comes a point where the difficult decisions, there are pros and cons to this. I'm sharing some of them with you. Muriel is on the line from Okrika. Muriel, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hi, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning, please.
Look, Jude, I once heard of a man, a very sound and a disciplined businessman that did a business, a business deal with his in-law, his brother-in-law. And his brother-in-law was trying to strangle him, and he collected some amount of money from him and refused to do the job. Do you know that this man called his wife to call her brother to tell him to spend the money, otherwise he's going to arrest him? The guy was joking because this man in question is a billionaire, and the money in question was not that much, a few tiny millions. And he called his father-in-law. He said, "Call your son to return my money, or else I will arrest him." They thought he was joking. This man carried a soup, and arrested this guy and imprisoned him. He can get the money back. Irrespective of the fact that I can give you money as an in-law or as a family relative, does not mean that you can trample or make or try to work on my intelligence. No, you can't try that. Sometimes we say and we blame family and village people, but apparently those village people are too far. Even the Bible says a man's enemy are those of his own household. For me, Jude, a family member that dares, because I'll see you as an enemy. Sometimes most of his blood is not relationship. They say blood is thicker than
the
water.
water. Yeah.
Think about how the blood, a friend can even wish you well more than a relative. So if you dare, to want to try to pull me down, I'll consider you as one of my enemies, and I'll deal with you as just exactly as I will relate with an enemy that declares itself an enemy to me. So if you say you are my relative, then wish me well. Want my good, you want me to succeed. But if you say no, you want to pull me down, sorry.
You break down.
I will pull you.
Okay, all right, Muriel, thank you very much. Okonkwo is on the line. Okonkwo, good morning, please. We are going on a break, right? Please, I will ask you to call back, please. Thank you very much. who do you put as assistant manager? Your younger brother or your older brother or your brother-in-law who is in charge of the kitchen, in this new restaurant that you just opened. You've had about 2 or 3, you've been successful, but you need somebody who's close to you that you can readily have eyes on. You've tried hiring hands before, they've let you down, they've stolen your money, but your mother says, but your cousin Angela is around. She's just gotten back, from the obodo abroad where she is now. She needs a job. Can't she come and work with you? Can't she help you manage your place? And you think, well, Angela is my cousin. I wouldn't have to do too much of a background check. Pata, as we like to say in this country, worst case scenario, anything go, I'll just report her to my mommy or report her to my uncle. After all, she's my uncle's last daughter. So my uncle will have a strong hand over Angela. And so you employ Angela. Now, 6 months down the line, you find out that a lot of your customers in this particular branch are having a torrid time doing business. The people who are supplying you your gari, supplying your rice, are always complaining that the monies don't get paid as and when due. Unlike what you have been known for. You have a reputation. People know if they do business with you, their money is secure. They know that you have a very good line of credit. You don't even like credit. You deliver as and when due. But this particular branch of your restaurant, since Angela came in, is one story or the other. Either Angela is complaining about the quality of the rice and the garri that you brought, or the tomatoes doesn't mix. And so Angela says instead of paying the 100,000 naira, she will only pay 70,000 naira. That the bags are not good. Some of them are bad. Meanwhile, they have met your standards. You have a quality assurance professional who is there. You have one of your trusted staff who has been with you for years, who keeps vouching for this supplier. Yet, Angela has come and said, no, it's not good. I don't like this person. I want to bring my own person behind your back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this scenario I just painted, it is very possible that your cousin, right, has found a loophole in your business that is being taken advantage of by either your competitors or the people whom you are dealing with. It's very possible. It is also very possible that your cousin Angela, who's now the manager of this your particular branch, is the evil incarnate that has been sent to destroy your business. Now, if you were to do your investigation and you find out that it is the latter, how ready are you to have that family meeting? How ready are you to let go of that said individual, that man or woman? Somewhere in Asaba, a few years ago, some individuals got into an altercation over a petrol station. It turned out, right, that this petrol station was, bequeathed to them. It was left to them as an inheritance by a very astute man, their father, who had several businesses across the region. And then, because he knew that one of the brothers was not particularly street smart, in fact, the brother in question had led, right, a very wayward life, he gave responsibility of that particular business to the other brothers. This particular act brought about drama. The brothers who were in charge of this petrol station were doing a very good job. They were making money. They were distributing the money as the father had intended. But this other brother that did not partake in this quote-unquote blessing got infuriated, physically assaulted his brothers, and it led to the death of one of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you were to ask the father, share, you for just give all of them this property, or you for just sell them, may they share the money, rather than have your own child, kill his brother over this property, this family business, because you removed him, you sacked him. Second day in January, there is a fight right now in a family over business deals. Somebody who is meant dates back to the 1970s, ladies and gentlemen, 1970s. 1970, this business has been going on. It has been handed over from the grandfather to the father now, and now to the sons who are in their 30s. But one of them has just gotten something wrong. Now, there's about to be a full-blown family fight over who is the mentor. In fact, coming to terms with this story, it felt like I was watching one of those Telemundo shows, right? Those telenovelas. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me right now. Once again, if you have any business at all, and your brother, your sister, even your mother, if they are not doing what is right by the business, if somehow their presence or their action or an inaction is causing this business to bleed, are you ready to sack your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, or, wait for this, your wife?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
017-923-0003, 0817923-0007, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0007. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Chidiadi says, good morning, Jude. Indeed, most of the family members don't take the business of any relating to them serious because they feel like since the place is a members of their families, they are free to do it anyhow. Go and check. Most of the people working under a company that is located in their community, they don't take the work serious because of the indigent mentality of a thing. So I would rather employ someone from another place than someone who's related to me to avoid stories that touch. Okonkwo is on the line. Okonkwo, good morning to you and Happy New Year.
Brother Jude.
Good morning.
Happy New Tuesday from the Almighty God.
Thank you.
Yes, interesting topic. Motivating topic. But Brother Jude, the best attention to give to your brothers and sisters, your father or your mother in terms of business, is if the Almighty God has blessed you with money, set up businesses of their choice for them.
Okay.
But not to bring them to your own. Because the family over familiarity will cause them to bring your business down. I give you two scenarios. I had a building project, 4 bedroom at the home. And I called my brother. I gave him some millions. Because the building had been brought to the point of roofing. I gave him some millions. I said, go to Enugu and buy strong wood. Buy zinc. Go with the carpenter. They left for home. When they got to home, what he did was to meet the people that used to saw wood. And they saw my liner for him. And he used my liner to roof my house. As I'm talking to you now, wooden ants have eaten
Oh, dear goodness. Oh, dear
what
goodness.
I'm struggling for now to get up to 9 to 10 million.
What?
Is to go and remove. I'm struggling to get up to 9 to 10 million. Because prices have increased. Roofing materials have increased. I'm looking for 9 to 10 million to go and remove all the woods and all the zinc. I'm buying new ones. And now we roof that building. That's number one. Number two, I wanted to start a natural palm oil business. And I called my brother. I said, you have to, because in our village or in our local government, they are known for massive production of native oil.
Okay, I'm sorry to interject.
Very high.
Well,
but
okay.
in our place, it is as cheap as pure water.
So what happened? Because there's a call on the line, please. What happened?
You are to be going home to bring them in quantities, in gallons. He accepted. Myself and my wife, we pushed thousands of naira into his hand. As I'm talking to you now, he has not come back.
Zion is in GR. Zion, good morning. What is going on?
Mr. Jude, good morning.
Good morning to you.
And thank you for this discourse. This is January. Some of us will be thinking to bring in our brothers and sisters to the city or close to our business or our place of work. Now, this is not only just giving them the business. What about referring them to somebody?
Somebody else.
The question is this. What has been the character content of this your relative before you are giving him that opportunity? We don't do our due diligence. Now my brother now you can't work. Now my brother now you go meet Mr. Zion. Since he go do employment, Mr. Zion, my brother, they come and work. And I will refer because it was you that called me because his brother. And when his brother came or will come, we'll start seeing every nonsense. So before you want to bring any relative to your business, does this your relative know about this business? Number one. Is he or she ready to learn? Are they ready to improve? Have they made a decision to grow in life? That is why to a large extent, I give it up to our brothers from the southeast. That thing they call war boy, my brother, go check very well. I mean that if it's rated it with wickedness, but let us be honest. The origin of it was given birth by the determination of that child from the community. They saw the prudence, the diligence of the child. Let us recommend him to Jude. Jude, this guy can be one of a presenter or a journalist like you. Go and train him. Before you know, the child grows to rank. But now, how do we give opportunities? Are you aware today we even sell community slots to our girlfriends?
So what?
Okay. No, don't call for please.
What?
Just go and drink a cup of water. Go to Bayelsa State.
What?
And see non-indigenous have infiltrated our payroll as civil servants. Who brought them in? Who brought them in? They don't go to work. They don't do the activities. Yes, they are receiving salary from Bayelsa State. Their girlfriends, their boyfriends from another state are there. And you expect that person to do the job well for you. Before I leave the floor, sir, the last recruitment that the Nigerian police had, what was the issue between them and the Police Service Commission that employment or that recruitment was stalled? Boyfriends and girlfriends were on that list. Until we start go for prudency, this person can do the job. Let's give him the opportunity. By the grace of God, in my business here, if you cannot cook, don't come. If you are not clean enough to serve, don't come. If you are not deliberate to grow, don't come. Because I don't want mediocres here. Because as I'm giving my all to where I'm working to, I expected you to also give me your all because I'm going to pay you. So before you bring in your relative, check them. They cannot send them back. Rather that business should stand than for them to sit there and destroy the business. Because if I'm broke now,
All of it, now you even cost me. Mr. Zion don't use the money where you don't can go follow woman don't chop him money finish. You don't can go do this, he can go do that. He can buy credit coverage you finish now. You don't broke, you don't keep quiet. And you go village, go tell them we saw him. That's what was doing in Port Harcourt. He doesn't sleep at night. He goes to club. He does. This is what your relative will do to you. Let me stop here, Mr. Zion.
All right, let's get to the WhatsApp platform now. 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. You can give your slots to your girlfriends. Hey, why you lay? All right, let's get to WhatsApp. Cool says, Jude, good morning. Are you trying to console yourself for not being married? Go and marry her from Cool. Because I saw fine girl. She was fine. What do you want me to say? I wasn't expiring it. Look at this. Asati Kowe from Oigbo says, greetings, Jude. Please leave the daughters of Zion alone, so we can have a good show this morning. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you as well. Good morning, Happy New Year. I have no problems with family business, at least, if not for any other reason. I see it as a proper avenue for continuity. I agree too. But you see, the world has changed. These days, even the said family members will help you run your multi-years investment down. In essence, it is best, but it can be risky lately. Prince Eze from Alu. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm a huge fan of you. Hi, Jude. I'm a huge fan of your thought-provoking shows, and I love for you to discuss a pressing issue that affects many families. Interesting. Wealthy uncles and aunties often bring younger relatives to the home, only to create lifelong enemies. This toxic dynamic can have devastating consequences for the younger relatives, affecting their education, mental health, and self-esteem. As a result, many struggle with feelings of inferiority, making poor life choices, and settling for less. Some even rush into unhealthy marriages, seeking love and validation. I believe it is essential to shed light on this destructive pattern and explore ways to break the cycle. It says it's a great platform to spark crucial conversation. Look for your thoughts. Merdich from Transabadi. Well, I would love to talk about this. Maybe Monday next week. Obviously, I have to do some reading. We don't just open the microphones here to start having conversations. I have to do some reading, get some background stories, speak to people about it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that suggestion, Merdich. Now, this is from Anonymous. It says, yes, there is absolutely nobody I cannot sack from my business or even disown for my own safety and peace of mind. I wouldn't even hire any of my relatives. That saying, I will be the first billionaire in my family will not work if we don't cut some people off. Anyone who plays with my money or my safety or my reputation is not my family, and I will abandon you or throw you under the bus. 2024 was the culmination of a life's lesson for me, and the lesson is not everyone is meant to come along or elevate with you. It was a painful lesson, but I have made peace with it. I am in media and entertainment. I am the first person who's done it in any of the families I come from or married from. I didn't tell anyone what I was doing. My relatives only found out after I finished certain projects or won awards or they saw me featured or interviewed in the media. I am good at what I do, but the thought of my children getting into it, I'm not sure how I feel. I think I'd rather they go into their father's field or find their own thing, as I think it's safer. But looking at it realistically, my husband and I are stubborn. We do things we want and feel called to do. So it'd be crazy to expect our biological children to be different. I'm praying and affirming for grace, wisdom, and strength to navigate the bridge when we get to it. Yes, it can be a very difficult bridge to get to. You know, when your son or your daughter wants to follow your path and you think maybe this child is not quite ready for this, right? Maybe. Jude, good morning. I'm a Mecca from Igruta. I'm a businessman, but I must tell you that no good businessman will survive with family members managing their business. because he or she will see it as our company, and that mentality kills businesses. Thanks. But it cannot be the same all over the world. It really can't be the same. Like I said, there are businesses that have been running for generations. There are banks. If you didn't know right now, some of the wealthiest banks on this planet are family-based businesses. They've had either cousins, aunties, or uncles, or sons or grandson on their board for as long as those banks have been in existence. I'm talking about 200-300 years. There's always a family member on that particular board. That's how big it is. And you don't get that kind of success without a level of loyalty. Now, speaking of loyalty, these are some of the reasons why having a family type business, right, makes sense. Because it is very easy to obtain loyalty. You are my brother. I'm already by birth loyal to you, unless proven otherwise. And so, like I said earlier on, in the example, if you're going to hire a cousin or hire an uncle, like some of us have done, some of you have done, your uncle, does this, go and buy from him. My late uncle used to say that to me. He said, if we are going to buy something and he knows that his cousin or his brother sells that item, he would send me to his cousin or uncle first, or his brother first. If that person can't deliver, fine, we'll go somewhere else. But he will be doing a disservice if he doesn't tell me, or if he doesn't tell whomever it is that comes to him about his family business. And that stuck with me, because at that time we were about to buy a car, my friends and I. We went all the way to Lagos. And he said, no, wait, go and call this man. Let this man knows this place you are going to. Let him take you so that nobody cheats you. That's what my uncle did. 0809-030-6416. That's WhatsApp and Telegram. 0809-030-6416. Back to WhatsApp now, and I read your messages. All right. On WhatsApp, this one says, and Jude, good morning. Yeah, good morning to you. Happy New Year. Yes. It is crazy. That's all I can say. Oh, yes, it is crazy. It's crazy when you have to, fight your siblings. When you have to quarrel with your uncle and your auntie. Good morning, Jude. My younger brother is handling my business very well. No issue so far. Abi, I never catch him. Don Dada from Wembley. Well, I don't know. Don Dada, I really would not want to be the one. Neither would it be my wish for this show, right, to be the place where you start to have doubts or cast aspersions or have people start to whisper rumors, right, in your ear about your brother. But you owe it to yourself and your business, right, to maybe pay very close attention. But yes, like I said, I have met people and I've listed families that some of us recognize in Nigeria here. Their family-run businesses. Their success is largely based on family members being involved in these businesses. Make of that what you will, but yeah, you should do some due diligence. Good morning, Jude. A happy New Year. For it's rather I make business with an outsider. It's better I make business with an outsider than a family person, because my family brother will not take the business seriously. Thank you, Jude. That's Patoki from Yola. All the way from Yola. Nakwara. It's good to have listeners all the way from Yola. Amazing stuff. All right, let's quickly wrap up. Let me read a message here. It's throwback, so we're going to be listening to a lot of old school tunes this morning. At least that's my intention. It's the start of the year. Still have some of the feel good vibe and aura around us whilst we are having very detailed and serious conversations. All right, so Facebook at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook. All right, this one says, good morning, Jude. I honestly won't hesitate to sack any family member. Wow, look at that. Any family member from my business. I don't joke my business and I don't do family in business. All right. Okay. All right. You will sack anybody. That's gift or wonder gift. Thank you very much. Emmanuel Bima, I've just seen your message. Some investigation will be made concerning payment, but thank you very much for that update. So, some of you say you will sack. Some of you say, wait, family members make the very best in business. That's how we have some of the long-running businesses. Question is, are you wise enough? Are you perceptive enough? Do you have discernment to know when this man or woman who is your cousin, uncle, auntie, the person is doing right by you? Well, Hello Potaka returns after the break. Go to Power Update, and obviously some feel-good vibes as well. All right, stay tuned. Good morning.